is the safety line, so basically no closer than the near side of the runway. You can do low passes, whatever you want over the runway. If you're doing low passes, we ask that you call them. We want everybody to use a spotter, and the spotter should communicate. You don't have to stand and fly from the designated pilot stations. If you want to gather in the middle in groups, that's good too. Whatever allows you to have the best communication is the best for us.
Ed?
Yeah.
All pilots on this side of the orange fence, though.
Yeah, thank
Nobody
you.
over there.
So, all pilots behind the orange fence, and no startup on the near side of this fence. All right, no startups in the pits, no arming of any electrics in the pits. Everything on this side of the fence. The one exception to spotters is if we're going to have a whole bunch of foamies go up at once, and you guys want to do that, foamies only, we'll waive the spotter rule for that. Otherwise, if there's any other planes up, then you got to have a spotter. Let's see, one more thing about field boundary. The spotters need to be aware, if you see that barber pole out there, if you happen to go out that far, which is pretty far out, you want to be to the left of that.
You have to be to the left of that.
Yeah, we have a neighbor down there. We've had great relationships with her. She'll be here today. She's a rancher, but we don't want to fly over her property, and she's directly to the right of us. So if you happen to go out that far, stay to the left, and there won't be any issues. And in general, if all you do is when you make your pass and you're heading that direction, if you just make a left-hand turn, generally you're never going to be past that pole. When people go too far is they make a left-hand turn and then they make a procedure turn back around to the right. That sends them real deep. So at this end, if you're just always making left-hand turns, generally you're going to be fine. But it's up to the spotters. You just keep an eye on that. There shouldn't be any issues, but just communicate and make sure that we're all safe. Yes.
Ed, are you talking about that red and white marker there? Is that
yeah,
where?
Yeah,
okay.
The red and white's mine. We call it the barber pole way
Okay.
out there. It's fairly far out, but like I said, in general, if you're flying this way and you're making left turns only, you won't have a problem because it's way out there.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing about startups. Please restrain your aircraft. We have restraints at each of these startup pads, or have somebody hold it for you. I know it's the obvious, but don't start up a gas or glow-powered engine by yourself without the plane restrained. And another thing is for new or less experienced pilots, if you're concerned about flying in a group or you're intimidated by flying with bigger planes, just come see me and we'll make sure that you get to fly. We want everybody who wants to fly to get to fly, and we will work you in. And finally, there will be a free barbecue lunch here today at around noon, and we also have a free pilot's raffle and some awards after lunch. And we have a couple extra surprises today. We've got a 303 Browning replica paint gun that we're going to fire up later today, and that should be a lot of fun. And we've got a few other things and surprises as well. So that's it. Otherwise, have a good time. Any questions? The bathroom is behind this container here. We also have waters, and there's also cups of water, and there's a water dispenser in this transmitter shack here. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention, is anyone flying on anything other than 2.4? Is everybody 2.4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If there are any 72s, if anybody shows up, please let them know. We do have a transmitter impound with frequency pins in there. Those need to be used for 72. We haven't had 72 in a while, but you can help spread the word. If anybody shows up on 72, please let them know. So that's it. Any questions? Okay, good. I'll be up here most of the day. If you have any questions, you can see me or a club member. If we have lots of club members here, if you don't have a spotter or a helper, ask someone. You'll have several people that'll be glad to help you right away. It's a friendly environment. We should all have a good time. And pilots, please communicate with each other your intentions, especially the spotters. When you're ready to go out, it's the responsibility of the person that's going to taxi out to make sure that somebody else is not setting up for a landing. That means hold your plane and look at the sky first and see. Maybe somebody called the landing, but you didn't hear it. Just that's an extra thing we do. It avoids any problems. When you're preparing for landing, of course, announce that. If you're going to do a gear pass, call it out. Low passes, call them, and we won't have any issues. So,
All right,
have
thank
fun.
you.
All right.